Hi crafters, today I'm going to show you how to create a beautiful card using our happy birthday statement sentiment stamp and our beautiful 5x7 decorative frame die. So before we get started, I am just going to do my mats and layers for my card base first. So today we are going to be creating an 8x8 card. So to start with, I've got my 8x8 card blank. And I've then got a piece of Lagoon mirror card, which I'm going to stick on the top. So to stick that down, I'm going to use a little bit of Collal all-purpose glue. So just pop that glue onto the back. There we go. And then stick that down onto our card blank. Next up, I've got a piece of our lovely crystal white pearl card that I've just trimmed down to size, and we're going to edge that using a little bit of Crystallina glitter and a chisel tip glue pen. So Crystallina is our glitter that is ultra fine. And it is amazing for glittering along the edges of your mats and layers to give it that lovely sparkly look. So we're just going to take in a piece of scrap paper. I'm going to take our chisel tip glue pen. And what we're going to do is just drag that glue pen towards like this. So we're just creating a very fine line of glue along the edge of the piece of card. And then we're going to dunk that into the glitter. There we go. And then you can see how it gives you this lovely little sparkly border. So we'll pop that to one side. I've also got a piece of paper. This is from our Summer Florals printed paper pad. So I'm going to use this lovely watercolour wash side. And we're going to do exactly the same again. So just taking that glue pen, dragging it towards yourself, and that will then create that little gluey border that's going to be perfect to stick your mats and layers on with. So just work around, adding that glitter onto our card there. And then you can see how pretty that is then looking. So what we'll do is mat these together, and then we're going to stick these onto our card blank with some foam pads. So I'm going to stick these two together like so. I'm going to stick them flat. So again, I'm going to use my Collal glue. So just squeeze a little bit of glue out of there. And then just stick that down onto our little mat and layer. So we'll flip that round and pop some foam pads just onto the back. So these are from our fabulous foam pads on a roll, which are brilliant for your mats and layers. They are so good. They are easy lift, so that means the backs are going to ping off really easily for you. And you can see how fab these are just for making your cards with. So we'll just work around peeling the backs off of these. And then we're going to take our card base and we'll stick this down. Just onto there like so. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit more matting and layering. So next up, I've got a piece of the teal paper, which is from our Leafy Lace A4 printed paper pad. I've got some matte mirror card in Lagoon, and then I've got another piece of paper from that lovely Summer Florals collection. So I'm going to take my two pieces of paper and I'm going to do my glittering again. So really easy to do. You're just going to hold that chisel tip glue pen about a 45-degree angle and just drag it towards you. So like so. And that then gives you that little fine line that's just perfect for adding your glitter onto. There we go. That's that one. And then we'll do this one as well. Dunk that into the glitter. Like so. So that's then all done. Get rid of that chisel tip glue pen. And again, we'll just mat our mats and layers up again. So we're going to take that lovely pattern piece and we're going to stick it down onto the matte mirror card. So we want a little bit of Collal all-purpose glue again. Just going to use that onto the back, like so. And then we'll use foam pads on these two pieces. So again, I've got my foam pads from my foam pad on a roll here. I'll just add those onto the back. There we go. I'll just layer this up. So again, taking the backs off. I'm going to put it on at a slight angle, put a little twist. Like that. So we'll pop that to one side. So that's our base card all nicely matte and layered up. So next up, I'm going to take a piece of our crystal white pearl card. And I've got our happy birthday stamp that I've already popped onto an acrylic block. And I'm also going to take an anti-static bag and a Wow clear embossing ink pad. I'm going to dust this over the top of the card. And then I'm going to take my stamp and ink it up. So we're just going to take our ink pad and ink our stamp up. That. And then we'll take our stamp. Whoops, nearly dropped it there. Just re-ink that little bit. There we go. So then we'll take our stamp and stamp that down into the middle of the card. So you're going to apply firm, even pressure all over the stamp. And then lift that off. Then we'll grab in our scrap paper and we're going to use a Wow powder over the top. So the one I've got here is called Uptown. And it's a lovely kind of tealy blue colour, like a bluey green. Really, really pretty. So it complements the colours that we've got in the papers. And then we'll pop that back into the jar. And then we're going to heat this up. So we're going to use our heat tool. And there we go. You can see how nicely that's all heated up. So we're going to go in now and start to glitter this using some Sparklicious glitter. As you can see, the bling and the effect that you get from the embossing glitters is really beautiful. So we're going to go in now with our Dries Clear PVA glue. So this is a really nice Dries Clear adhesive. It is fantastic, really easy to control. So what I would say is hold the glue like you're holding a pen and just gently squeeze the bottle. And because we've embossed the image, it gives you a nice little line to work up to as you're infilling. So we can just work all the way around, infilling this design in. Like this. There we go. So you can see how we've got the glue on there. So we're now going to take a glitter. So the one that I have got is Jazzy Jade, which look is like crushed jewels in a pot. It is absolutely gorgeous. So we're just going to sprinkle that over the top and then tap away the excess, and you can see how much bling and sparkle that then adds to the happy birthday. So I'm going to pop that to one side and let that dry. And we'll do the next part of the project. So we'll pop that glitter straight back into the jar. And then we will take our lovely 5x7 decorative rectangle dies. And I've got a piece of Lagoon mirror card here. So I'm going to take this down into place onto the mirror card. Just noticed there are a few bits of card left in the die. So I'm just going to go in and just push those through. Can just stop the pressure getting into the die if they get left in. So we'll tape that down and then we'll run that through our die cutting machine. So I'm using a Gemini today. So I'm going to use my base plate, my plastic shim and my cutting plate on the top. Might actually, because it's a detailed die, I'm going to add the metal, the magnetic. Pop my magnetic shim in the sandwich. So pop that there, plastic, die, card, and then we'll just run that through. Lift that out and you can see how that is perfectly die cut. Just take that away. So that is our lovely die cut decorative rectangle there. So again, you can just push through any little excess pieces that may be in there. Yeah, that is our gorgeous rectangle. So I've actually got a happy birthday that's already dry. And I'm going to mat that onto a little piece. I've just trimmed it down. I'm going to mat it onto white, but I might just stick it straight in. Yeah, I'm going to. So we're going to pop that into the middle of the frame. Now I've actually just cut this out with my guillotine. If you wanted to, you could use the next. You could be using the next smallest die in the set to mat and layer this up. But I thought I'd just do it with my guillotine for a change today. So again, we're going to take that design and we're going to take a chisel tip glue pen and we're going to do the edging in that lovely Crystallina glitter again. So just taking that glue pen, dragging it along the edges and then taking that glitter and just dunking it in. Like so. going to then take our foam pads again. We'll just stick this all together. So I am making this quite a dimensional project. If you were concerned about posting or anything like that, of course you can make it flatter. Just don't use as many foam pads. Just keep some of your layers a little bit flatter if that's what you want to do. So just take the backs off of this piece here. And then we'll stick this one onto our card. And we'll stick that happy birthday over the top. And then we'll take the backs off the foam pads again. There we go. And we'll stick that down onto our card like that. So next up we're going to create some little embellishments. So I want to show you how to make these beautiful vellum flowers that we're going to use to kind of bling up the project that little bit more. So what we are going to do is we're going to take some of our lovely watercolour washes vellum, and what I'm going to do is just trim it down so that we've just got a little strip, and then you can fold it. In fact, I'm going to fold it into 3 like this. So that means that we're then going to be able to use the die from the Flower Power set, but we're going to be able to, hopefully, if I've got my sizing right, which I think I have, die cut 3 of the vellum flowers through in one pass, which makes such a big difference. So we'll take our die cutting machine. So again, I'm using my Gemini. I'm going to use my base plate, my plastic shim, my die, and then my cutting plate on the top, because it's not a very detailed die, so we don't need to worry too much about that. And then we'll just run that through the machine. And we'll grab that at the other side. And then we'll give that a little wiggle. And when we release, you'll see we've got 3 of the flowers die cut there. So what we can then do is we can take the stamp. So in this stamp set, you get a number of stamps that coordinate. So you get kind of like a one that's more of a straighter edge, and then you've got a wibbly one. So we're going to use the straighter one on these flowers. I'll just do one to show you, but you would do all 3. So you're going to take your flower, you're going to give it a good little dust with your anti-static bag. You're going to take your clear embossing pad and you're going to ink up your stamp. Now my stamp is a little bit stained from all of the different colours of inks and things that we've been using on it. But because the stamps are clear, you can see through them. So you can hover and then press and then lift off. And you can see, you might be able to very faintly see on the camera there how we've got that detail stamped in the middle of the flower. So what we are then going to do is we are going to take some we're going to take opaque, bright white, superfine embossing powder, sprinkle that over the top and tap away the excess. So I'm going to go back in the jar, so we'll lift that one in. I'm going to hold it with my little tool and heat it up. So you'll see it go from like a dull grey to a lovely bright white. So that's then your little flower all nicely heated up. So you are actually going to need 3 of these to stick together. So I've got 2 here, so I'll do 1 more. So again, same technique, dust over with your anti-static. Take your stamp, re-ink with your clear embossing ink pad, hover, and then place that down over the top, press, lift that away, and then take our opaque bright white embossing powder away the excess. It goes back in the jar. And then we're just going to hold that still and heat it up. There we go. So what we would then do is take these lovely flowers and we're just going to pinch down the middle of the petals to create that little valley fold. Okay, and then we're just going to layer that up. So we'll take a little bit of dry clear PVA, stick that in the middle, and stick that down. So you can see how that flower starts to come together. So what I've then done is taken our stamen die set, and I've die cut out one just from some crystal white pearl card and then dotted with my glue around the edge and put my Jossy Jade glitter on. And then we're just going to pull those little stamens up and then stick that down right in the middle of the flower, like that. So I'll grab in my other ones that are all made up, and I'm going to take a little sparkler just to go in the middle of each one. So these are actually the 12mm ones that I'm using. Again, all of the products I'm using are linked in the description below, so please do have a little look. So just pop a little bit of glue on the back and then just stick that down like this, like that. There we go. So you can see how gorgeous those flowers then start to look. So now we've got the fun part of arranging these onto our card. So we've got our lovely card blank here. So we'll bring that in and then we're going to start and just arrange the flowers. So I might go two, should go two at the top, I think. One at the bottom, like that. So we'll take our pin flare glue again. Just start to stick these down. There we go. And then I've got some foliage. So this is our leafy foliage, which is gorgeous. And I've just taken it and glittered it with some of our Stardust Silver glitter, which is beautiful. It's really micro fine and super duper sparkly. So it really kind of covers the little leaves nicely. So I'm going to take these and just start to tuck them in behind the flowers like this. There we go. I'll do the same at the top, so a little bit of glue on the back and then just start to tuck these in. Like that. And then I've also got some foliage, which is from our Build a Bouquet set, and I'm going to just snap off these little top pieces. So again, if you're wondering where any of the items are from, they're all linked in the description below, so please do have a little look, or any questions, drop them in the comments. So then we'll just take a little bit of glue, pop that on the back and just start to tuck these in. Like this. In there, and then to finish this project off, I'm going to take some little jewels of pearls. Look, the little blue pearls out of this set might go quite nicely. So this is our leafy lace pearl box. take these bigger ones, I think. So let's have 3 for the top and 3 for the bottom. So we'll take that and we'll take our Dry's Clear PVA glue. Three little dots in each corner. We'll just pick these up. I'm going to use tweezers instead. That is not working. Little bit of glue. Stick these down. And that would then be your finished card. So of course you can shop all of the products online at www.chloescreativecards.co.uk, and everything is listed in the description below, so please do have a little look.